Ladies and gentlemen, the following is another fantastic episode of the Wrestling Fans Podcast, Ringside Society. I am your host, that ocean crossing, straight up bossing, flight catching, shot glass snatching, always positive, life is great, repping 592, living in the 718, no cap, straight facts, the worldwide starboy, Remy Blue. And our guests tonight are two young men who are making a name for themselves in the Sunshine States of Florida. Everybody, welcome to the show, Casper and the wise one, Josh Wise. Exodus. I don't know if that's the right way to y'all do it. I think it's, I don't know. Teach me, man.
Sheesh. You hit a little sheesh.
Right there.
Yeah, right there. Yeah.
All right, I got it now. I remember next time.
Yeah.
Gentlemen, how are y'all doing tonight?
Doing fantastic. Great to be on the show tonight.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Good.
Yeah, it definitely is, man. You know, I actually envy y'all, man, because y'all got the nice weather down there in Florida. I mean, we got some nice weather up here in New York too, but the thing is, up here, it's like it's either really hot or really cold.
Yeah.
So
You got like one month where it'll be nice for you.
yeah. There's not really a medium up here, but hey, it's not too bad of a place to live. Not too bad.
Yeah.
Yeah. So first, I just gotta say thank you, gentlemen, for taking time out of your busy schedules to be on the show. For those of y'all that are watching and listening, you know, I apologize for the late start. I know we're supposed to start at 6:00 p.m., which is 3:00 for all my West Coast riders in California. But you know, I had some issues. I had to work today, so yes, I got to do a day job to pay these bills to keep Ringside Society afloat as well. But I had some issues getting home, so normally we start, we're on time, but today was just one of those days. And for those of you in New York, y'all know that when it's holiday time, the train is, kind of trains and public transportation in general is crazy. So I apologize to those of you that were looking forward to hearing this show at 6. It was pretty much out of our control. But with that being said, so I gotta ask y'all, man, like, and this is an individual question, but each of y'all can answer it in your own way because I'm sure y'all probably had different paths. But how did y'all become fans of professional wrestling?
You got it, Casper.
All right, I'll take this one first. I started watching wrestling because my dad was a big wrestling fan. He'd always be watching Monday Night Raw around the house, stuff like that. I kind of drifted away from it about middle school. But then in high school, I started looking around. I just thought WWE, was just kind of a different pace for me. So I was looking, what else is out there? And I kind of stumbled upon Ring of Honor, actually. I was just flipping around the channels, and there was a big feud going on with Jay Lethal and Jay Briscoe when they were like doing their little title unification, and that's what really got me back into wrestling. And through high school and stuff, that was just something I really enjoyed going to. A lot of the Ring of Honor live shows and stuff, I'd travel around a little bit for it. So, and ever since then, man, it just got me hooked again. And then I started training, but I'm sure we'll talk about that later.
Yeah. Wow, Jay Lethal versus Jay Briscoe. That was circa 2014, 2015. Yeah, that was a pretty great time for Ring of Honor. You found the right promotion actually, because Ring of Honor. I mean, it still is pretty good, but back then it was lit like 420, man. Like it was ridiculous.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I was like, they did what? He did. Yeah. So, Josh, how about you? How did it start for you, man?
So I grew up a wrestling fan. I always just kind of drifted towards that because I always liked the larger than life characters that wrestling had. And once I got older, I started playing football very heavily. I played that all the way through high school and at the college level. I got hurt, and then when I came back, I was like, well, what's next? I got to do something athletic. I have to do something that I'll be passionate about. And I found Jay's school where me and Casper trained, and I live in Jacksonville, but I actually drove back and forth to go train and kind of just got back into it once I I started seeing AEW pop around Jacksonville because I lived here. It was like 10 minutes from my house. I was like, well, cool. I'm going to just start going to all these events. And I was like, I really want to get into this business. And I just found my way to Tampa and found my way to Jay's school. And here we are.
I completely forgot he had a school. I just didn't. I know it was in Florida, but I just didn't know where in Florida it was.
Yeah.
I know there's some like there's Team 3D. I think that's there in Orlando. There's Flatbacks, which is ran by Tyson Kidd,
Sean
uh,
Spears.
Sean Spears, and
Breeze.
Tyler Breeze. Yep, Tyler Breeze. But I completely forgot about Jay Lethal's. I know he had one, but yeah, that's. I think y'all might be the first ever students of his that we've actually had on the show, because we've had numerous Flatbacks, numerous people from the Nightmare Factory, but I can't recall having anybody from Jay Lethal's school, unless I'm missing, unless we did and I just forgot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've there's a lot of guys that come from our school. We're branded as the Wrestling Lab now. It's run by Jay Lethal, David Mercury, Big Con, who's formerly Connor of the Ascension, and then recently we just had Matt Seidel join up at the school as well. So we have some really great coaches over there, some great staff, and we're definitely producing some really good young talent for sure.
Y'all got some of the best teaching, y'all, man. You got Jay Lethal, the best first generation wrestler ever. You got Big Con, who was actually killing it in NXT.
Oh yeah.
And you have you said Matt Seidel.
Yeah.
The former Evan Bourne from WWE, who is also doing pretty well in AEW. That's a great that's a great group. And also I don't know much about David Mercury, although his name does kind of ring a bell.
Yeah, he goes by the Technical Alchemist, David Mercury. He's been all around, and he's been doing it a long time. He is honestly probably one of the best technical wrestlers that I've seen around, and definitely a great learning tree to learn from.
Yeah, true Florida OG.
Oh yeah, for sure.
The Technical Alchemist. That sounds like a guy that would twist you just for sadism.
Like
hey, let me show you.
He loves fish hooking guys. He'll put the glove on. He'll fish hook you.
Yeah, he sounds like he was like, hey, let me show you what your thumb can do. And the next thing you hear a big scream, and it's coming, you hear it a mile away. You think like the Heart Dungeon actually moved to Florida, a la Stu Hart. I don't know if y'all ever heard about those stories.
Oh yeah.
But that sounds like a guy that would. I wouldn't want him. I wouldn't want him to practice anything on me, man. I'm good. I'm not making fun of you, bro. Like I don't want no smoke, man. unless you have you're having a barbecue and you offer me a plate, then I'll take that kind of smoke. But I ain't out of smoke now. I'm good.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, man. So you guys, what was it like training at Jay Lethal's, the wrestling lab? I mean, were you guys nervous to be training and wrestling in front of the presence of a big star, one of the most well-known, Jay Lethal, one of my favorites as well too, and all these Big Con and the rest of them? Were you guys nervous, or were you like, something is training, we're gonna mess up, but once we get back up, that's all that matters?
Yeah, I mean, Josh and I have been around sports our whole life, so we knew what it's like to have somebody watch you when you're trying to compete and learn new things. For me personally, it was a strange feeling. Jay really was one of those guys who got me back into wrestling. And so then all of a sudden, on day one, I'm looking over and he's standing right there telling me how to do a roll or take a bump. It was a surreal experience, but I wouldn't trade it for the world. That coach showed me everything I know. And, I can say I'm a pretty good wrestler now because of him.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, no, they're some of the best for sure. It's definitely the first couple weeks it's a little surreal because you're training in front of some of your childhood heroes, and then it's they become your friends almost to a certain point. They're always gonna be your teacher, your learning tree, but they're also that person that is gonna treat you with the utmost respect, treat you with the utmost kindness, and always make sure that you're doing the best. And they're great coaches. They're great people and just wonderful people to have train you.
Yeah, that's pretty awesome to hear. And yeah, so so now you guys are you're training at the wrestling lab, and you're doing your thing and whatnot. How did the birth of Exodus start? How did y'all come together? And were y'all enemies, like, I don't like you, I don't like you, and the rivals? Then you're like, something, we're actually pretty cool together. I mean, you have you're kind of similar. I like the same things. I say we form a little tag team and kick some butt and take some. Like, how did y'all come together? I'm kind of like that too. Like, whenever I meet somebody, I'm kind of a rival, and I'm like, you're kind of cool. Come here, yeah, let's be cool with each other, man. Let's form a team and kick some other butts. Like, how did it happen for y'all, man?
Yeah, you can go first.
Basically, we were in the same training class together. So there's like a beginner's program and an advanced side of training. You kind of got to pass through beginners to get to advanced. So, we met in beginner's class as it was. We were working our way through. Started with a class of maybe 10 or so people. A couple of them dropped away, either moved or just quit wrestling altogether. And then we finished with about 8 or so people. Josh and I always just got along. We're very similar, like you said. We're both pretty much the same height, same weight. A lot of times people ask us if we're brothers. A lot of same interests, stuff like that. So it just, not only was it aesthetically a good look as a tag team, but we also got along so well that it just made sense. And here we are.
Oh yeah, yeah. We like a lot of the same styles in wrestling. So when it comes to the wrestling aspect of the tag team, that just clicks so easily. We bounce ideas off of each other. We have a shared note where we're just bouncing ideas off of each other, and it's just we're always communicating, and we just work so well in tandem that just it works. It's always been something that, like, we've never had to try to make it work. It's just something we do, and we do it well, and we love doing it.
Yeah, I mean, I've never trained to wrestle at all. Like, I'm that fan that stays in his corner and just watches, don't give criticism, and I just enjoy the show. But one thing I noticed, the best of friends a lot of times make the best tag team part. I mean, sometimes there's some that enemies come together and you see them actually make something like good of themselves. You have unlikely pairings that tend to come together, that tend to make it work, like Mankind and The Rock. And then you have RK Bro, and now we have Hookhausen. But I always say the best ones are the ones when they're good friends, and like they're like Bill and Ted, or Method Man and Redman, or Jay and Silent Bob. Like they just click together and they just make it work. And that's great to hear that you guys are cool like that. I mean, if you guys, in all honesty, the way I see it, if you guys stick together, we'll definitely be hearing about a lot about y'all in the near future. And I'll definitely be looking for. I'll definitely, if I see y'all on like AEW or Ring of Honor, that would definitely be crazy. Like, I'd be like, wait a minute, they just said they just Casper said he found out about Ring of Honor, and now he's wrestling on Ring of Honor. That's cool,
Absolutely.
Oh yeah, that's the goal for sure.
Yeah, I'll definitely be cheering y'all on when that happens. Not if, when it happens, because I know it's gonna happen real soon.
For sure.
So Exodus. So if you had to, I know you guys might give me different answers. Some tag teams tend to, when they come together, they tend to find inspiration from other tag teams of the past. What are some tag teams that y'all would say inspire y'all with your journey?
Sure, I'm sure Josh has got a few more that I'm not going to list, but we always love the Midnight Express, Rock and Roll Express, Edge and Christian are big. We like a lot of. We don't like those real high spot matches. We're not the flashiest guys. We love character work, and it's really about telling a story in that ring. It's not just about who can do the super indie 720 flippy doo. We like hard hitting stuff. We like and big characters. I mean, that's what brought us into wrestling is those characters. That's what you remember at the end of the day. You don't remember what 50 power bombs they did or whatever. So those are just a few of the inspirations. I'm sure Josh might have one or two more, but Those are some that definitely has brought us together.
Yeah, he hit most of them for sure. We definitely, I agree with what he said. We like to keep things old school in a sense, but bring the new school vibe to it in the way we present ourselves. Like you said, we're not super flashy, but we're hard hitting, and everything we do, we always try to make it big. And so, really and truly, I would say probably maybe the only other tag team I would say maybe we pull from would be maybe like the Shield. Like I love the old school Shield, just having them come together. It's a band of brothers, and that's how me and him are. No matter what, backs against the wall, he's got my back, I've got his. We go to war. It's what we do.
That's awesome. Yeah, the Shield. Oh man, that was one of the best stables of the 2010s. I love that camaraderie, and there was really no leader. That's the great thing about it. There really wasn't a leader.
For
It
sure.
was just three guys that just went out there and did their thing. And Matt, I tell you, the fact that y'all mentioned that you mentioned the Midnight Express, that's crazy because I mean, people now these days like, yeah, we took this from the Briscoes or the Young Bucks.
Yeah.
To go all the way back to the 80s with the Midnight Express. Man, I remember seeing their matches with the Rock and Roll Express. Woo. Man, one of the hottest.
Revolutionary.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah, we try to definitely honor the past, but keep things fresh. We definitely everything we do, I feel like we put a fresh spin on things, but it's always just honoring the things that have been done before us because if it ain't broke, don't fix it. So.
Right. I like the fact that y'all, because to me personally, it feels like everybody has. Like I said, I'm not judging. I don't judge, but I see like there's more like tope suicidas, more moonsaults, more super kicks being done than as back in the day when I started watching it. You'd be amazed when you see a guy actually do a tope suicida at least once in a match.
Yeah.
When a guy got hit with a super kick out, you'd be like, uh-oh, that's the end of that match. It's done. He is not getting back up.
Yeah.
Count for 50, it's over for that guy.
Yeah.
But, I take it as business changing. Whatever industry you're in, there's going to be change. Some you might want to get rid of. Some you might not want to get rid of. I mean, it is what it is.
Yeah.
So in terms of Exodus, like, how did y'all come up with the name?
So yeah, you go.
I mean, a lot of it's just a play on words. Like the way we like to explain it is everything you've seen before was just the Genesis. We're what's next, Exodus. Second book of the Bible. Everything that happened in Genesis took place, but there's always something next. So that's us.
Ooh, that's cool. That's a great take on that. I like that.
Yeah, that's sort of our kind of our mission statement, if you will. That's what we always tell people because we it's we do believe that tag team wrestling is almost a forgotten art nowadays, and we kind of want to be the revival of that art. We want to be the people that people can look to and be like, that is the new age of tag team wrestling.
Yeah, I could imagine that would look great on a show if you guys got signed to WWE and they put you guys on like NXT, which is where they started almost everybody.
Yeah,
like Exodus is next. NXT. NXT obviously stands for next.
Yeah.
That'd be pretty cool to see on to see on a shirt, or there might be something there. Yeah. So I was looking on one of y'all's Facebook. I saw that there were actually 4 of you guys posing. Are you guys actually in a stable as well, or is it just like a one-time thing? Oh, okay, movement. Wise right. Casper. I can't see. Is it Casanova?
Casanova, yeah. So at Tampa Bay Pro, that is our home association that we grew up with. They bring in a lot of the lethal guys to start there and get their feet on the ground. And we're a part of the group called the Movement there, and it's myself, Casper, Logan Wrights, and Dante Casanova. Dante Casanova, I'm sure he has been on AEW and been around the block. Logan Wright's a staple here in Florida himself. He's been all around. He's been wrestling forever. Very great talent. And then, myself and Casper, we grouped up, I'd say probably about 6-8 months ago, and truly created a movement here in Tampa Bay Pro and all around Florida for sure.
How did I miss that? Because we had Dante Casanova on our show.
Yeah.
And I can't even, man, fellas, don't get old, man. It's not funny. You do things like that. People say that, then you forget. Because had I known, oh, you're in a stable, okay, let's try to get the rest of the members on.
Yeah.
Finally got y'all on though. But yeah, we had Dante Casanova on here before. That's a small world.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So y'all's first wrestling match together, how was that for y'all? Were y'all nervous, or as a tag team, were y'all like, you know something, we got each other, this is going to be cake for us? Or was there a mixture of both?
You got this one, Josh. Talk about how we were supposed to be in the pre-show and what happened.
So, I mean, as you know, wrestling, they always put on the card subject to change, because you never know what's going to happen. So we came in, and it was supposed to be our debut. We were going to be on the pre-show and just, get our feet wet in the business. And whenever we arrived at the venue, they were like, all right, so now you're going to be the semi-main event. And, y'all are going to be wrestling one of the top teams we have here, the Sexy Angels, Noah Vale and Azrael Rowe. Excellent tag team, one of the best we have down here in Florida. Great guys. And, we had really an awesome match with them. It was a mix of the nerves, just because, it is your debut. You're so excited to be wrestling and, to really just, soak everything in. But just, we knew we had each other. The training that we've received before everything, we knew we were ready. And from that time on, I really think we've just hit the ground running. It's been nonstop.
Wow, that's awesome. That's great to hear. So have y'all gotten the chance to travel outside of Florida since teaming up?
So I went to Indiana once for a tournament. It was the EWE Breakout Tournament. I wrestled a competitor named Aaron Wade up there. He's big around the Georgia, Tennessee, East Coast area as well. And, I went up there and kind of got to experience wrestling outside of Florida. But that's definitely the big goal this year for me and him, is we want to probably, Exodus takes over the East Coast tour. We definitely want to do some things and make some big moves this year, because, we've taken over Florida. It's time to take over the whole world now.
And I definitely hope you guys get the chance to, actually tour all over the world, and also all over the country as well too. Because just imagine you guys doing that, best of friends, and you're just, going all over places like Japan, which I'll say, if you guys ever get bookings in Japan, take it with a smile. Go. Embrace the culture, and get your Ribera jacket. It's definitely a must.
Oh yeah, that is definitely a goal. I think we both love traveling. I think if we ever got to go to Japan, you wouldn't even have to ask twice. We'd be there in a heartbeat.
I could speak from experience, because I was stationed over there for like 3 years, and I love it, and I'm definitely looking forward to going back. I'm speaking it into existence.
Oh yeah,
Osaka will see me again.
Yeah, come out for the Exodus main event. That's a perfect trip. Bring the whole family.
Hey, I have traveled for wrestling before, so don't be surprised if I do.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So who are some, so in terms of tag team wrestling, who are some tag teams that y'all would want to face in, the very near future, whether it be from AEW, WWE, Impact, Ring of Honor, the Indies?
Yeah, a couple to come to mind right away would be FTR. They are just smooth as butter. Really bring pride to tag team wrestling. The Briscoe brothers. If I get to keep all my teeth after that, just absolute brutal match, I know that would be. Then that would be just an honor. There's a lot of tag teams we'd love to match up with, and we're looking forward to see who we can face.
Yeah, I guess if I had a dream match scenario, it would probably be Exodus versus Blackpool Combat Club. I feel like that would be an absolute war. Absolute war.
Daniel Bryan's he's on another level, my man.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Man, I'll say this: if Daniel Bryan opens his own school, woo,
Woo.
man, it's gonna be something.
Oh yeah.
Because the wealth of knowledge that people are gonna get, like whoever trains there, and he's always been amazing. Daniel's never missed a beat. He's one of those guys. I'd say he's like in the same vein of Shawn, and it's funny because Shawn Michaels actually trained him. He was one of the people that had a hand in training him. And I don't think, I mean, maybe you guys have seen, but I've never seen a bad Bryan Danielson match.
Yeah.
We start with Daniel Bryan. I've never really seen a bad Bryan Danielson match. The man's been crisp in the ring all the time.
Oh yeah.
So I just got a couple more questions, and that's it. I know you guys got things to do. So, in terms of uh, professional wrestling, what are what's some advice that you would, let's say, if you see two young guys or two young girls getting into the business, and they say, "Hey, Casper, hey, Josh, this is my best friend so and so, my best friend Mikey, my best friend Sabrina, and we're gonna be a tag team, and we're gonna, you know, you know, kick butt and take names in the ring." What advice would you give those two?
Learn the rules of tag team wrestling. I'm so sick of seeing tag teams just playing patty cake in the middle of the ring and not caring about the ref and his authority. Even as a heel, I can't take that. You're burying the ref. You're burying the art of tag team wrestling. You gotta stay in your corner. Don't be back slapping tags. Actually make a tag with your hands. Those are just some things about tag team wrestling that we just try and bring it back to the roots and make sure we're actually following the true art as it is. But that's one. You got another for me, Josh?
I would say, for tag wrestling specifically, I would say make sure that, matching gear is a big thing. It doesn't have to be perfect, but look similar, look like a unit. Don't look like you're two separate individuals teaming together. If you want to be presented as a tag team, if you want to look like a tag team, look like a tag team.
That's actually pretty good information, and I've seen that like several, especially in WWE. You think that them being, and I'm not trying to bash WWE, but I've seen that with WWE. And I'm like, why can't y'all just like for example, RK Bros an official tag team? Like, I get it, Randy Orton has his own thing, but can't there be some kind of similarity?
Yeah,
between the two, But I see AEW, they've been pretty, crisp with it. Except for right now, you got Jungle Boy and you got Luchasaurus, but then again, at the same time, they have a theme where they represent the prehistoric era. So you have pretty much Jungle Boy, the caveman with wild hair, and I guess Luchasaurus is kind of like his pet dinosaur.
Yeah.
He's or his ally, or whatever. So I guess that's okay.
Yeah, like stuff like that, I definitely get because it's like it's gimmick themed, but it's like like how you were saying with RK Bro, it's like it's two people who have obvious singles careers that have just stuck together for a long time.
Yeah, actually, I see that and I don't mean to offend any female wrestling fans. The one that really irks me is the women's tag team. Like, I wish they would just have them match. Like, the tag team champions, let them look like it. I haven't seen any matching tag teams since the Iconics.
Right.
Yeah.
But it would be a nice thing to see.
Oh yeah. Yeah, it's nice when an actual tag team is presented well, because it's like that. Like I was saying, tag team wrestling is a lost art, and it's definitely something that is not carried with a lot of respect that we're hoping to bring back to that.
Definitely. So my last question before I let you gentlemen go: where do y'all see in 5 years Exodus at? Where do y'all see yourselves in 5 years?
see ourselves still together and taking on every opportunity that's put in front of us. You know, a lot of these tag teams nowadays just get thrown together. We made this choice, and we'll just say this: give a little wink to your show. There may be a few other members of Exodus waiting in the wings. That you know, might be more than just a tag team. We a faction, baby.
Oh yeah. Yeah, we've got people who are in high places, and there's a lot of gold in Exodus's future. I will tell you that much. A lot of gold.
I I'm no Sherlock Holmes. I'm no who's the other detective. I'm no member of the Scooby Doo and the Love Machine crew or whatever they call themselves. But I think I have a good feeling who might who those potential candidates might be. Candidates plural I'll use as well.
Plural.
I have an inkling. I mean, I'm not trying to say, but yeah. Anyways, I'm gonna leave that alone. I'm a just, like I said, I'm a fan. I have my speculations, but I don't.
We'll have to run this show back, and maybe there'll be a few more heads on the screen.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. But I just got to say, Exodus, it's been a pleasure speaking to you two gentlemen. And I got to say, if nobody has thanked you before, you're going to hear it from me. And if they thanked you before, well, you're going to hear it for the millionth time. You know, thank you for all the matches and memories that you've given us and that you continue to give us. And I wish you two nothing but the best in your careers. I hope you guys end up becoming, and I mean this with all my, actually, you guys are actually part of a dream match that I want to see now. I want to see you guys versus another tag team that I've been looking at, TSF. I don't know if you've heard of those guys out of Georgia, but they're out of the Nightmare Factory. I'm really hoping y'all cross paths. If I see that, I'll have my eyes peeled, because those are two other good friends that decided to team up. So,
oh yeah,
definitely watching that, and I'll be like on the edge of my seat, like, oh, they got the pin. No, he got the pin. No, he kicked out. No, this match is going crazy. But I wish you guys nothing but the best, and I hope you guys get to travel all over the world and just, you know, win lots of gold, establish dominance, and become one of the top tag teams in professional wrestling. Then I'll walk around my chest, you know, high, and my head up high, like, yeah, I interviewed Exodus, man. Yeah, they're on my show. Matter of fact, I had Dante Casanova on my show too. The Movement. Yeah. For the Wrestling Fans podcast. That's how we do, you know?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. But yeah, thanks a lot, guys. I really appreciate it. But before I shut this show down, where can fans find y'all on social media when they want to find out when Exodus's next appearance is? When they want to purchase Exodus merchandise, wear the merchandise with the, with the E on the arm. And where can bookers and promoters find y'all when they want to book y'all for their shows?
Sure. Find us at Facebook at Is That Casper? Josh, you can.
Yeah, for me, my Facebook's just the Wise One, Josh Wise. My Instagram handle is @dumbwise, and then his is the same, Is That Casper. And then, pretty much, my email is the same, the Wise One, Josh Wise, Pro Wrestling @gmail.com. So, yeah, we're looking to do as many bookings as we can take on, and, meet as many people as we can and travel as far as we can. That's for sure.
Awesome. So I'm gonna give I'm not the wise. Obviously, obviously Josh is the wise one. I'm not, but I do have a little bit of wisdom for you people watching and listening out there. Follow these two young men, okay? They're doing big things. Follow them. They're from the Wrestling Lab, one of the prestigious schools ran by the best first generation wrestler ever, former Ring of Honor World Champion Jay Lethal, and one of the longest Ring of Honor World Champions. So follow these two guys. Get the Exodus merch. Get the Movement shirt as well. It looks pretty cool right there. I might have to go and see about getting me one myself. Hashtag Movement. Definitely make sure you're following these two young men, because they're doing it big. And trust me, when they get up to that level, you can definitely say, yeah, I was following them, when they're on the grind. It's always a great feeling. So make sure you're attending the shows they're at, and if you can't attend the shows they're at, the shows that they're on, make sure you go ahead and cop some merchandise. And that way, whenever Joe Schmo or Jane Schmaine comes up to you at the AEW show or WWE show that they're at when they sign, and they're like, "Hey, look, I got the Exodus the merch from WWE shop, or I got the shop AEW Exodus shirt on their website." You could be like, "Man, get yourself out of here, man. I got this stuff when they're on the indies, man. I'm a real fan, man."
Yes,
sir. It's always a great feeling when you support somebody from the beginning. So support indie wrestling. It's always a great feeling. That's where 95% of your AEW and WWE superstars come from. And with that being said, it's about time for us to shut this show down. My eyelids are getting heavy. My stomach is rumbling. That means it's time for a nap and dinner. Maybe not in that order. But before I partake in those activities, if you want to find me on social media, you can actually find me on Twitter at @TheRemyBlue. You can also find me on Instagram at @TheRemyBlue. I'm not that interesting of a person, but who knows? Maybe you hear me say something interesting. But our podcast is also on social media. We're on Twitch at Ringside Society 2019, Twitter and Instagram at Ringside Society. We're also on Facebook as a Facebook group, and we're also on Blog Talk, Spotify, and we also have a YouTube channel where you can see cool episodes like this one, like the one that we have with Dante Casanova, Cameron Stewart, Avery Bro, and many other great wrestlers from Florida as well. So make sure when you go on when you go on YouTube, you type in Ringside Society. Once you see that sweet OMG dark blue and light blue yin yang sign with the blue flames around it, that's when you know it's us. So make sure you subscribe to all our videos because we got a lot of cool stuff coming up, and you don't want to miss a thing like Aerosmith in 1998. But with that being said, I just want to thank everybody tuning in tonight live. We really and truly appreciate it. Shout out to Emily Locke. Emily, don't go too far. We're going to try to have you on here next. Amanda Hart, thank you for actually tuning in, and everybody else as well too. To those of y'all that are going to listen to us later on when you get a chance, thank you very much in advance. And those y'all that hate us, can't stand us, really truly wish we'd go away. Well, like myself at the Golden Corral, we're not going anywhere for a while. But with that being said, we here at Ringside Society, we're very well aware that everybody and their grandparents and their parents have a podcast. Well, we're not your grandparents' podcast. We're not your parents' podcast. As a matter of fact, we're not just any podcast. So I'm going to say it one time for the mind, one time for the people, one time for the wrestling culture, and one time for Casper and the wise one, Josh Wise. Exodus.
Oh, yeah.
We're the Wrestling Fans Podcast, Ringside Society. And with that being said, we will be back tomorrow with another impressive guest on another impressive host. But until then, I just want y'all to do 4 favors for us. That's right, just 4. Stay safe, stay healthy, be excellent to each other, and party on, dudes. We out. Peace. Happy Memorial Day.